A poor girl, mocked for dreaming too big, was told, "Play the piano and I'll adopt you." What began as a cruel joke turned into a moment that changed her life forever. When Maya finally sat at the piano, no one expected what happened next. The rain had turned the narrow alleyway into a river of mud as Maya wrapped her tattered shawl around her thin shoulders, clutching a small basket of old books she had collected from the trash. At 17, life had made her older than her years. Her father had died when she was 12, her mother worked endless hours at a factory, and Maya's only dream was to one day play the piano on a real stage. But in her poor neighborhood, a piano was rarer than gold. At the far end of the alley stood the grand white mansion where Maya worked part-time, cleaning floors and serving tea. The mansion belonged to Arjun and Kavya Mehra, one of the city's wealthiest couples. When Maya arrived, the housekeeper warned her softly, "Madam is in a bad mood today. Just do as you're told." Maya nodded and entered. The living room shimmered with gold-framed art and polished marble. In the corner stood a grand piano, so perfect it looked like it belonged in a museum. Every time Maya saw it, her heart ached. NMRs. Kavya Mehra sat elegantly on the couch, flipping through a magazine, her diamond bangles jingling. "You're late," she said sharply. Maya lowered her head and apologized, but Kavya cut her off. "I don't care. Clean the floor. I'm expecting guests." Maya nodded and got to work, but her eyes kept drifting to the piano. Kavya noticed. "You stare at that piano every time you come here. What is it with you?" she asked. Maya hesitated before whispering, I love music, madam. I've always wanted to learn." Kavya smirked. "A slum girl who wants to play piano. Do you even know how to sit on that bench properly?" Maya said nothing, her face burning with shame. Kavya suddenly stood up and, with a mocking smile, said, "Fine, play something. If you can impress me, I'll adopt you myself." Imagine that, from a filthy alley to this mansion. Isn't that what you dream of? Maya's eyes widened in shock. She had never played a real piano in her life. "Sit," Kavya commanded with trembling hands. Maya sat on the velvet bench. The keys felt cool and smooth under her calloused fingers. She closed her eyes and began to play the only tune she had ever practiced, a broken version of Fur Elise, learned on a discarded keyboard she had found years ago. The first few notes were uneven, but then, as if something deep inside her awakened, the music began to flow. The sound filled the room, haunting and beautiful. For a moment, Maya forgot who she was, where she was, and why she was there. And when the last note faded, the room fell silent. Kavya's face was unreadable. Then she shrugged. "Not bad," she said coldly, "but you're still just a maid. Don't get ideas." Maya's heart sank until she heard a man's voice from the doorway. Who played that? It was Mr. Arjun Mehra. He had been listening. His face lit up with genuine amazement. "That was extraordinary. Where did you learn?" Maya whispered that she had taught herself. Arjun turned to his wife. "You told her you'd adopt her if she impressed you." Kavya rolled her eyes. It was a joke. But Arjun didn't laugh. He looked at Maya kindly. "Would you like to come back tomorrow and practice? We have a music room. I can arrange for a teacher." The next day Maya returned, and true to his word, Arjun encouraged her to practice for hours. Days turned into weeks, and Maya bloomed. She played Chopin, Mozart, and even began composing her own melodies. But not everyone was pleased. Kavya grew distant and jealous of how much time Arjun spent listening to Maya play. It reminded her of the dream she had buried long ago, before society and marriage forced her to quit playing piano. One evening Kavya broke. "She's using you, Arjun," she cried. "She's nothing but a charity case. What will society think?" Arjun's voice was calm but firm. "This isn't about society. This is about her talent. Don't you see yourself in her?" Kavya turned away, struggling to hide the storm of emotions inside her. Night of Arjun's charity gala arrived. The scheduled pianist had cancelled last minute, leaving everyone worried. "Let Maya play," Arjun said simply. Kavya stared at him in shock. Are you insane? If she fails, but Arjun's reply was steady. She won't. And so Maya sat under the dazzling lights of the ballroom, her heart pounding. All the powerful guests turned to watch as she placed her hands on the keys. She looked up briefly and saw Kavya's cold, expectant gaze. Then she began to play. What came out of the piano that night was no ordinary music. It was a cry, a prayer, a song of every hunger, every dream, every silent night she had spent practicing on a broken keyboard. The melody was so raw and beautiful that the entire room fell silent. When she finished, the hall erupted into applause. NNBUT, the most shocking reaction came from Kavya. She stood slowly, tears glistening in her eyes. Walking up to Maya, she said, her voice breaking, I was wrong about you. You're not just a maid, you're a miracle. She turned to the audience and, in a voice full of pride, declared, from this day forward, Maya is part of our family. She is coming home with us. None gasps of surprise filled the hall. Maya's hands flew to her mouth as tears streamed down her cheeks. Madam, do you really mean it? She asked, her voice trembling. Kavya nodded, her own tears falling now. Yes, I lost myself somewhere along the way, Maya, but tonight, you reminded me who I used to be. If you'll let me, I'd like to be your mother. Maya collapsed into her arms, sobbing. Arjun smiled, a look of quiet satisfaction on his face. That night, Maya didn't just earn applause, she found a family. Months later, Maya stood on a real concert stage, wearing a simple but elegant gown. Kavya and Arjun sat in the front row, their faces glowing with pride. As the lights dimmed, Maya took a deep breath and touched the piano keys. This was no longer just about survival. This was about gratitude, second chances, and proving that dreams can rise, even from the muddiest alleyway. As the first notes rang through the hall, they carried a promise that kindness can change a life, and sometimes, the unthinkable really does happen.